This is my audience.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tyler Yearsley, and I will be giving a brief demonstrative speech on the internal combustion engine. Everyone today uses an internal combustion engine, whether they like to see it or not. The first start, or the start off of an internal combustion engine was around the 1860s, and they came out with this. Now, this doesn't look like much compared to our new modern day engines, but the gearing in this directly relates to the modern internal combustion engine. In about 1867, a gentleman named Nicolaus Otto and his colleagues invented the first internal combustion engine. And in 3 short years after that, he created the first automobile. Now we know him because he actually has his name in what we call cars, automobiles. That is his contribution to our society today. Now, in the next picture that I'll be showing you, it shows the modern internal combustion engine. You can see there's many parts to this, like the pistons, the rods, the crankshaft, the valves, spark plugs. Now, all of these, they seem like a lot of technical stuff that we don't get into. There are a lot of nicks and knacks that we don't understand how they work. But I'm going to try and step it through here so we have a brief understanding of what they do. The crankshaft turns. It pushes the rod up, which pushes the piston up, which opens either one of these valves, the exhaust or the intake valve. And that's where you get your power. A brief explosion of the compression that this piston does. To show you what it looks like, it looks similar to that. You can see the crankshaft rotating, the rod pushing the piston up and down, the intake, and then shortly after, the exhaust. Now, what is happening there? There's 4 phases. The intake, which pulls oxygen and fuel into the system. The push, or the compression of it, is when the piston is going up and it compresses those gases. The bang, or the ignition part of it, is when your spark plug fires and creates a small explosion inside your car. That explosion forces the piston back down, and then once the piston goes up again, it pushes all of the air through the exhaust area. Now, with minor explosions happening hundreds of times per minute inside your car, we have to find out how to keep things cool. Which brings me to the lubrication of these internal combustion engines. Now, there used to be water cooling for these internal combustion engines, but now it is oil. It doesn't burn up as quickly. Oil comes in different sizes and viscosities or thicknesses, depending on how hot and how fast your engine is going. I just have a quick question. How many people think that our new internal combustion engines are efficient? Anybody? Actually, they're highly inefficient. With all the explosions and the fuel that they consume, they are only about 37% efficient. Now, this is the reason because it's not hot enough. It can't burn all of the fumes and stuff that it pulls into the combustion chamber. It also, it doesn't get hot enough, and there's not enough pressure. That's where, if you see something that says the compression ratio, that's how hard it compresses that certain amount of gas and liquid that are sitting right here in your combustion chamber. Okay, here's a brief explanation onto how other engines perform or stack up to our car engines. If you were to add a turbo or something that was able to increase the compression ratio of your internal combustion engine, it would get to about around 70%. Jet engines, the things that fly inside in the sky, are about 85 to 90% efficient. For some reason, we are unable to get 100% efficiency out of gasoline. Okay. Also, the configuration of these internal combustion engines are what generally depict what they're going to be used for. There's two major ones that we know of that are used in almost everybody's vehicle. It's an inline or a V. An inline has bigger piston heads and it's long but it's skinny, so it has larger heads to compress more fuel to get more power. But it loses on the efficiency because with these such large heads and the inefficiency that I just spoke about, it is unable to become as efficient as others. The other major one that we use today is called the V. It, no joke, looks like this. One piston on this hand, one piston on the other, and they go in this same cycle at alternating times. This loses some of the power that it would have gained if it was an inline, but it becomes more efficient. It propels the other pistons to do the same. With new materials nowadays, they have become more and more efficient. How efficient will they become in the future? No one knows. Only time will tell. Thank you and have a good day.